What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at it again with another video. So I'm gonna check out 12 smartest WWE counters ever. Now, a good match can consist of a good back and forth between people, two opponents, especially if there's a story involved and you're invested. And sometimes the best part of the match is, some would say it's the false finishes, or it can be the counters that happen in the match that, it adds an extra layer of story. Like they were able to counter something that was supposed to put them away. Maybe they was able to counter a finisher of some sorts and they were able to get the upper hand. Now the match is switched sides because now things have changed just because of one good counter, or maybe multiple counters. Maybe they play off each other well. Maybe they know each other so well because of the feud, and now they're able to, kind of one up each other. Like, I knew you was going to do that, so I decided to counter it and do this. It adds extra layer to the match, the feud, if there is a feud, and the story that they're trying to tell within the match, to give some type of credibility to one or both of the opponents. Like, these guys, they know each other well, or they were using their head mid-match, and it kind of gives that extra needed oomph to a match, in my opinion. If you have a good counter that can set up maybe another rematch, it's always good to see. So we're gonna check out some of the better ones that we've seen over the years. Appreciate all love, support. Let's get right into it, man. That was a good one. Yep.
The smartest wrestling counters in WWE.
That was an iconic one right there.
Number 12, the RKO handstand at Hell in a Cell 2019.
I remember this.
Mustafa Ali was given the opportunity of a lifetime at the 2019 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Ali was booked in a singles match against WWE great Randy Orton, and he showed the world that he could hang with the very best WWE had to offer. The most notable spot in the match saw Orton go for his patented RKO, only for Ali to counter with a handstand. The counter of this
that was pretty tough.
RKO had never been delivered, and the best thing about the counter was that it made a ton of logical sense to counter the move in this way. The counter received a thunderous pop from the crowd, as they clearly knew they had seen something special, and even Michael Cole on commentary had no choice but to react with organic enthusiasm. Number 11.
That was a tough one, and once again, it shows that Ali is smart. He knows, and that helps him out overall as fans to kind of get behind. Like, damn, did y'all see when Ali countered the RKO? No one's ever done that in that fashion. So that's why I say a good counter can help out someone. Even if they're about to lose the match, it will make you remember that spot, and it can potentially get them a little bit more over with the audience, because, like, damn, that was something new and different, and it made Randy Orton have to really dig deep to beat this person.
Perfect Tombstone at WrestleMania 25. And there's a reason
this is a good one too.
Versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25 is so tremendous, and one of the central reasons is that the finish was insanely creative and managed to go down without a hitch. During the final moments of the WrestleMania Classic, Mr. WrestleMania would go for a moonsault. However, he was unsuccessful, as The Undertaker would then catch him in midair and execute a tombstone piledriver to win the match and extend his WrestleMania streak to 17-0. Due to the risk of this counter, it could have easily gone wrong if either HBK or the Dead Man got their timing off by a second. But thankfully, these were elite performers who had the utmost trust in each other, and they managed to deliver the spot in the best way imaginable. Number 10,
iconic
Naomi
match.
uses a momentum, SmackDown 24. The November 15th, 2024 edition of SmackDown was main evented by a women's title match as Nia Jax defended against Naomi. The match received rave reviews, and one particular spot in the match was widely celebrated online. That spot saw Nia Jax get set to perform a body slam from the ropes onto Naomi, and then at the last moment, Naomi shifted her weight, and this allowed her to counter the move into a body slam of her own. The timing of this counter had to be precise, or else it would have looked horrendous, but thankfully both women delivered a counter that resulted in one of the greatest spots of 2024.
That was a good one too. Good sequence.
Perfect's perfect counter, WrestleMania 18. The pre-show match for WrestleMania 18 featured Mr. Perfect, Test, and Lance Storm taking on the trio of Scotty 2 Hotty, Albert, and Rikishi. During the final moments of the match, Rikishi was about to perform his iconic stink face on Mr. Perfect when Perfect smartly put his white towel over his face. This meant that Mr. Perfect's face was saved from any humiliation, and the poor towel was then stuck up the former Intercontinental Champion's backside. There have been a number of iconic counters to the stink face over the years, but this is without a doubt the most memorable, and it seemed fitting.
Now my man begging for it. That's wild. Hey, yo.
that it took place in front of over 60,000 fans.
That is smart.
Number 8, Eddie Guerrero counters the Rock Bottom at Raw 2002. In 2002, WWE fans got to see just how good Eddie Guerrero was in the squared circle when he was given the opportunity to wrestle a featured match against The Rock. In this match on Raw, the two had unbelievable chemistry and without a doubt should have led to a feud between the two legends. There's a spot in the match that is often replayed when fans discuss the match, and it took place when The Rock would go to finish Latino Heat off with a Rock Bottom. And this is when Guerrero smartly countered the Rock Bottom with an arm drag and pin combination. Yeah. The timing was perfect and it looked like Guerrero was wrestling Rey Mysterio as The Rock delivered his part of the spot with grace and ease. The final boss himself took to his personal Instagram page to pay tribute to the match, and the clip The Rock decided to share featured the aforementioned counter. Check out Eddie's nasty Rock Bottom counter. He was a bad dude. Found this throwback gem of my world title match with one of the GOATs, Eddie Guerrero.
Wow.
Insanely talented wrestler. I loved wrestling him and always admired his relentlessness in the ring and intensity. Most importantly, he was a good man and taken from us way too early.
Yeah.
Miss you and thanks for the house, brother. A wholesome...
Yeah, we miss you, Eddie, bro. We miss you, man. Gone too soon, man. Gone too soon, man.
And fitting tribute to one of the greatest to ever lace up a pair of boots.
Without a doubt.
7, Shelton Benjamin learns from his mistake, Raw 2006.
Yep.
Shelton Benjamin and Shawn Michaels created magic in 2005 when they delivered one of the most iconic spots of the Ruthless Aggression era. Michaels countered a springboard attempt from Benjamin into a switch in music, and whilst this type of spot is commonly found in modern wrestling, for a 2005 audience, it was truly the most exciting thing in the world.
Yeah.
What fans often forget is that HBK attempted to repeat this spot in their rematch. However, Benjamin learned from his mistake, and he had a surprise in store for the WWE Hall of Famer. As the two went to perform the exact same spot as their first match, Benjamin would counter HBK's super kick into a kick of his own.
And that's how you do it. It gives that wrestler some credibility, like, he remembered. Not all of a sudden he gonna do the same spot to get caught in the same way. No, he remembered. I remember what you did last time. This time I was prepared. That adds a little bit more to the match because you can be like, all right, that was good. I'm glad that they put the idea of him remembering that issue, that spot, so he doesn't fall for it again.
This is the type of booking that made wrestlers look competent, as made Benjamin look like the smartest wrestler in the ring. Benjamin was fully aware of what his opponent was going to deliver, and he knew that he needed to prepare. Number 6, Dean Malenko's smooth save, Judgment Day 2000. Dean Malenko is well established as being one of the most underrated stars in wrestling history. Whilst Malenko never broke out into the main event scene in any wrestling company he was attached to, his body of work spoke for itself. It's no surprise that the former light heavyweight champion found work behind the scenes years after his retirement. Malenko was given numerous pay-per-view showcases in 2000 in WWE, and it was at the 2000 Judgment Day pay-per-view he took on Perry Saturn and Eddie Guerrero in a triple threat match. Guerrero went for a head scissors on Malenko, and Malenko managed to smoothly transition the spot into a side slam.
That was fire.
Like Guerrero was going off balance, so it's entirely possible that Malenko improvised to potentially recover from an impending Guerrero
That was smooth.
Number 5, Kurt Angle counters the leg drop. A No Way Out 2006 featured a certified classic as Kurt Angle took on The Undertaker for the world title. The match was a masterpiece, and it was quite rightly argued by many fans that the match should have taken place at WrestleMania 22. Both men brought their A game, and The Undertaker was a different animal in the match. He was selling like his life depended on it. He was doing everything that he could to make Angle look credible. One spot in the match saw The Undertaker go for his trademark leg drop on the apron of the ring. However, Angle had The Undertaker scouted, and he proceeded to snap on the ankle lock onto the dead man. The dead man would proceed to scream in agony, and it was just one of the many counters in the match that solidified the match's status as a 5-star classic. Number 4, chokeslam into an RKO.
Bro, Undertaker around this time, you couldn't get a bad match out of him, bro. You couldn't get a bad match out of Undertaker around this time period. He was cooking, bro.
WrestleMania 21. One of the most exciting elements of the streak was witnessing near falls and truly believing that the streak was about to come to an end. Heading into The Undertaker vs. Randy Orton at WrestleMania 21, it was firmly expected that The Undertaker would extend his WrestleMania win streak to 13-0. However, due to how high WWE were on Orton, there was a distinct possibility that WWE did the unthinkable. In fact, a spot in the match made fans convinced that the streak had just come to an end, and it occurred when the dead man got set to perform a devastating chokeslam on Orton, only for Orton to counter it into an
so
RKO.
smooth.
The spot was handled so well as nobody saw it coming.
Nobody.
If this would have marked the end of the streak, then it certainly would have been a memorable way to bring the iconic streak to
that
a
was
close.
such a smooth
Number 3,
counter.
a mid-air Batista bomb at SummerSlam 2008. But WWE decided to deliver a major dream match for the 2008 SummerSlam event. Batista and John Cena would face off, and the two had a vastly underrated match that is often overshadowed by a spot which resulted in Cena hurting his neck. That spot occurred when Cena went for his patented leg drop.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yep.
Batista was able to counter this into a Batista bomb. Did this counter look amazing? Yes, without question.
Yeah.
But it was apparent that the landing was off, and the subsequent reports that Cena was injured didn't exactly come as a surprise. The spot would often be referenced on TV in the years after the SummerSlam encounter, and it even became a key storyline element in their 2010 feud, which was a great touch of continuity from WWE. Number 2.
They actually had a pretty solid feud. I'm not gonna lie to you. John Cena and Batista, they actually had a pretty solid feud. These were obviously the top guys in the company. This was actually a pretty solid feud between them. So it goes under the radar, but out of John Cena's, feuds that he's had in the past, it's definitely a pretty good one for sure.
Styles clash out of nowhere, Money in the Bank 2019. The Styles clash can often be an awkward move to set up and execute. However, when AJ Styles was wrestling Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank 2019, he knew he was going to be able to deliver a Styles clash that fans would never forget. When Rollins went for his finishing move, the curb stomp, somehow AJ was able to counter this into a beautiful looking Styles clash.
Beautiful.
There was an audible gasp heard by the live crowd as they knew that they had seen a once in a lifetime spot. Both men deserve a ton of credit for getting the timing spot on. And number 1, Rolling Thunder into a power slam at SmackDown 2013. Now, the Rolling Thunder is one of RVD's key moves, and in the summer of 2013 on an episode of SmackDown, Randy Orton decided to deliver the perfect counter. RVD and Orton were wrestling Christian in a triple threat match, and when RVD went for his trademark move, Orton popped up and hit his power slam.
That was smooth.
It wouldn't be hyperbolic to claim that this was one of the celebrated counters in WWE history. The camera work also deserves a ton of praise.
That was
super
smooth.
Couldn't have been broadcast any better to the fans watching at home. But there you have it, folks. The smartest.
I don't know if I would have put it at number 1, but it was smooth, buttery smooth, and that's what Randy's always been good at. Pulling off counters, those last minute counters, especially with his move to RKO, is so quick and effective at how he can hit it. So it makes sense that Randy's on this list multiple times as well. But I don't know if I would have put it at number 1. I still I have my bias with The Undertaker, HBK coming off the top rope, getting caught into the Tombstone pile driver. One motion, boom, match was done. Beautiful exclamation point to an already classic and iconic match. So y'all comment down below, let me know what's the smartest counter y'all have seen in WWE that wasn't listed on this video, because there's been some really good counters. If y'all feel like it should have been in this video, y'all let me know down below. But I appreciate all love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See y'all next one. Peace.